Giancarlo Stanton deserves your respect. He's a very good hitter, probably the second best hitter on this team, and one of those players that gets criticized way too much on this roster. While, yes, he is not a very, very, very dependable player in terms of his health, he's a very, very, very dependable player in terms of his offense. More times than not, when it comes to the big spots in the season, he has come up with big hits. He has a ton of go-ahead hits, a ton of game-tying hits, and he's performed really well in high-leverage moments. And that's not to say that, Giancarlo Stanton's only a high-leverage player and that he's only had a couple of, fluky clutch hits. But in terms of just standard production, the dude just smashes the ball. When it comes to absolutely crushing baseballs, we know that Giancarlo Stanton is king at that. Giancarlo Stanton doesn't chase a lot, and Giancarlo Stanton has a high walk rate. So why does Giancarlo Stanton get the slander that he gets? Well, it's because a lot of people overly harp on the strikeouts and don't look at what he brings to the table offensively in terms of his power, in terms of his on base skills, and in terms of when he plays the field, his defense. I'm Ryan Garcia from Fireside Yankees. In today's video, we're going to start respecting Giancarlo Stanton. So one of the biggest criticisms about Giancarlo Stanton is that he can't hit in high leverage moments. He's going to go up there looking to hit the home run, he'll end up striking out. But he only has a 20% strikeout percentage in high leverage moments this season. And, well, you'll counteract with, well, Ryan, you're a big believer in the idea that strikeout percentage isn't necessarily the best metric to look at for offense. That guys who strike out a lot are not necessarily bad hitters, that they're not always bad hitters, and that it's unfair to judge a player simply by their strikeout percentage. That is true. So why don't we just look at his offensive production? It's probably not that good anyway, since all I hear on Yankee Twitter and Yankee Facebook is that he's not clutch and he sucks. So let's just look at these pretty pedestrian numbers. A slash line of 341, 400, and 561 with a 164 WRC plus and a 961 OPS. Those are just not good numbers. Wait, no. Those are MVP caliber numbers? That's weird. I guess Yankee Twitter doesn't know what they're talking about, and it seems to be an issue where people just don't look at stats and they just go based on narratives. That has to be the thing, I guess. No. There's no way. It just, you know what? High leverage in the regular season, it doesn't matter. All that matters in the postseason, all right? This is New York. Postseason is all that matters in New York, okay? And let's look at Giancarlo Stanton's postseason career stats. Probably not that good. He's slashing 267, 352, 683. He has a 166 WRC plus and an OPS of 1,035. Seems to be another stat line that shows he's an elite hitter. In the high leverage this year and in the postseason in his career, he is elite. Because Giancarlo Stanton is an elite hitter. Because Giancarlo Stanton is a guy you want up in the ninth inning with runners on in a big spot. And if you don't think that you want him up in a big spot, you're just incorrect. You see, this is the problem with Giancarlo Stanton haters. They don't acknowledge that Giancarlo Stanton is good when you need him to be great. Or not good, because he's great when you want him to be good. When you want him to be good in high leverage moments, he is a step above that. He's great. He's elite. He is MVP caliber number. He puts up MVP caliber numbers when we need him in the biggest spots. Now, I understand that there's different issues with Giancarlo Stanton. We're going to get to them. Health and not playing the field. Giancarlo Stanton needs to play the field. That's just my opinion, and I think a lot of people agree with me. Because he's not a bad defender. He's a good defender. He's a positive UZR this year. And on top of that, it provides extra value to the team. It opens up the DH spot. It puts Luke Voit back in the lineup, and the Yankees are a better team like that. One last point I want to hammer home is that if in 2 weeks Giancarlo Stanton slumps, he's still a very good hitter. All of these points still remain true. All of these points still ring true. If Giancarlo Stanton goes out and slumps, I'm not going to take back anything I say. Because slumps and hot streaks are all a part of baseball. If you're going to make claims about a player based on a 2-week stretch, you're not evaluating baseball the right way. I believe Michael Kay said it best. Baseball is a stew. You need to let it simmer. You can't just put it in a microwave. Give it time, watch an entire season of play, and that's when you make conclusions on a player's season. Based on Stanton's track record, based on how Stanton's hit in the big spots, and based on how Stanton has shown his emotions on the field, I can tell you that there's not a single player that I trust more than Giancarlo Stanton in these big spots. Quite honestly, he's been automatic in these moments. In the postseason, he's just become a monster home run wise. And when guys like Judge sometimes sit some cold stretches, Giancarlo Stanton is right there to pick up the team. Judge is clearly the best player on this team. Judge is clearly the leader of this team. But Stanton is right there in terms of his ability to produce and his ability to go on a hot streak and completely carry a team. He's been the face of this hot streak in August, and he's been the face of a lot of big moments in the postseason. And I think it's time that you guys finally give your respect to Giancarlo Stanton. Now, if you want to wait until the postseason to crown him, if you want to wait until he brings a ring to the city to crown him, I understand that. All I'm asking is for your basic respect of the player. And with that being said, that'll wrap up today's video. If you guys like what I do, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out Empire Sports Media for all your New York articles. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Ryan, out.